What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here in this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, I wanted to talk about the market cap for Splinterlands and how that will work in terms of redefining what a new all-time high would be for Splinterlands, again, from a market cap perspective. From a token value, token price perspective, obviously we crossed over $1 back in 2021. Is that still possible now? We have more than 5 times the amount of tokens in circulation, and that's exactly what we're going to dig into. So I'm going to go through here. We're on CoinGecko, and I already have this looking back at the max in terms of max time frame and the overall market cap. And you can see here, back in 2021, October of 2021, we topped out maybe about 131 million. But the problem with CoinGecko is that it doesn't include what is currently being staked. It only put out what was in liquid supply circulation. So traditionally, whenever you have looked at this, it has always been roughly half of what the actual market cap has been. Now, since the staking requirement went live, we've seen much more get staked. It's not necessarily a 50-50 split, but you're going to have to take my word for it as somebody who was here 2 years ago, as well as who's been here for the last 2 years in general. If there is a place where we can find the actual correct market cap, if somebody knows of a place where we can find that, please do let me know. But even now, there is a discrepancy in terms of what the market cap here is reported versus what is reported on the Splinterlands website, for example. So we're just going to go ahead and take that 131 million. You multiply it by 2. Obviously, it doesn't get 250, but I like just round numbers, and we're trying to be somewhat conservative here. So if you look at the max market cap for Splinterlands at this time, and keep in mind, like Axie Infinity was in like the tens of billions, Gala was also in the billions of dollars, right? So Splinterlands was still relatively small, even at that time, with only a $250 million market cap. And there were only about 200 to 250 million coins around that time. Again, I got started in the end of August 2021, and I remember seeing the first time I saw the stake numbers, it was like 95 million liquid, 95 million stakes. So not even 200 million at that point. By the time we got to October, we were probably around the 200, maybe between 200 and 250, somewhere in that range, probably like 220 to 250. Either way, if we're looking at this and just saying, okay, the maximum market cap was 250 million at the time. Maybe you could even say 300 million. What does that mean for where we're at now and in terms of the market cap overall for the game? Well, there's a couple of ways that I want to look at this. Now, if we're just going to look at raw market cap for SPS, which is fine, right? If we just want to look at the raw market cap for SPS, well, what we're going to have to do is take into account how many tokens are in circulation today, which is over 1.1 billion, right? And obviously that's increasing by about a million, about a million every single day. So yes, will land potentially burn enough DEC that we start the flywheel? Will Rebellion come in and potentially burn some DEC that we burn SPS for that DEC? Obviously Rebellion wouldn't burn DEC, but you get what I'm saying, right? So will we start getting a decrease in that supply overall? It's hard to say, but let's assume we don't get any major flywheel action between now and let's say like next year, a year from now after the halving, right? We add another 100 million or so to the overall market cap. Let's say we're like 1.2 billion. Again, I'm just using rough numbers here to keep it nice and easy. If anything, over the course of a year, we'd probably be closer to like 1.5 billion. But let's say our token circulating supply is going to be anywhere between 1.2 to 1.5 billion. Okay, so now we have that kind of out there. If you divide that then by the 200 or maybe 250 million total market cap that we were at, or the total market cap divided by that, our token price would probably be anywhere between 20, 25, 30 cents, like somewhere in that range. If we were to get to the 20, 25, 30 cent range, we would be flirting with an all-time high for the overall market cap. So yeah, $1 sounds good, right? And obviously I would love for us to get to $1, but I think we'd start to face some serious headwinds because the size of the project in terms of just the token, right, would be comparable to what we had back then. And I don't know, unless, there's a lot of new people coming into the game, we have a lot of demand for it. There's a lot of factors that come in here. Now, the one thing that really muddies this up to the downside, right, is the fact that Splinterlands has a ton of assets in the ecosystem. There's nodes, there's cards, there's packs. So people's money is spread out all across the board. And it's really hard to get an idea of just how much to value the overall ecosystem with and how to value just SPS kind of like in a vacuum. Now, obviously, SPS has gotten much more utility as of late because we had the staking requirements come in. There's the DEC SPS flywheel, which we're hoping to kick in for the long run once land does come out and we can clear out the excess supply. There's still like 4.5 billion DEC, and I would say we probably still need to clear out a good 3, maybe 3.5 billion of that before we start to see any SPS start to get burned in a significant manner. But that's kind of the price range for SPS that would be or would signify a new all-time high, anywhere from like 20 to 30 cents, which doesn't seem as crazy now if you think about it, but keep in mind, getting back to $1, for those of you who bought in at 50, 60, 80 cents, whatever it is, right? That might be much more difficult. Now, hopefully some of that is offset by the fact that you have been staking your SPS, maybe playing the game and earning some more SPS. So your stack is overall much larger than it was back in 2021 or 2022, whenever you did buy SPS. But at the end of the day, that's kind of the price range that we're looking at. So obviously, it's much more likely for us to get to 20, 30 cents than it is for $1. We have to get past 20 to 30 cents in order for us to get to $1. But I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts on this are. Do you think that it is possible or maybe likely for us to get to that 20 to 30 cent range? That's more than a 10x from here. It's probably like a 15x considering where we are at, less than 2 cents at this point. Or do you think that we shoot past that? Do you think that we get all the major players coming in and, all the stuff that we've been waiting for? I personally, obviously, would love to see $1. Don't get me wrong, and this is not a price prediction, but I'm kind of mentally preparing myself to hit some major walls for the game at the 20 cent, 25, maybe even 30 cent range. Now, if we do hit macro bull run and gaming just goes off the charts, right, then I could see us really popping above that. But to do this on our own and to get up to a $200 million market cap, outside of everything else, really popping off the way that it did back in 2021, I think is going to be really difficult. So obviously we'll see how things play out over the next year, specifically next 18 months, if you look, or 18 months after the halving. But either way, that's kind of my frame of reference for now. So curious to get your thoughts on this. Let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next video and see you around the game. Take care.